Hey, what's going on, everybody? Toby coming at you, and this is my week 16 update because today is Friday, the 23rd of May. So this coming Sunday will be 16 weeks since my surgery. This is Memorial Day weekend, so I'm doing my stuff now because our daughter graduates high school tomorrow, Saturday, and this weekend is going to be kind of combination of busy / whatever. So I don't know that I'm going to be able to have time to do a video tomorrow or get it out so it's on Sunday. So anyway, having said all that, I wanted to point out one comment that I got, and I'll share it right here. One person was asking, am I doing push-ups yet? Or really, how many push-ups am I able to do? My answer to him, or to that person, to that commenter, was I actually haven't started doing any push-ups yet as of that question. Today, actually, I started doing some like push-ups build-up style to where, I don't know if any of you all are familiar with that, but the like doing stair push-ups or countertop push-ups where you're not on the ground doing actual push-ups, you're leaning against a countertop or leaning against your steps on a stair, your incline, your angle of your body is higher up versus like this on the ground. So I have not gotten to the point where I am doing a full-on push-up on the ground yet. I think I'm close. If I can do any, probably can't do more than, if I do any or can do any, I'll put it up here real quick, quick embarrassing video, but I probably can't do more than maybe 1 or 2 right now. I did 22 off of my countertop earlier, kind of like in the 22 and 22 type thing for veteran suicides, but I'm not there yet at that level where I can do full on a bunch of push-ups. Like I said, I think I can do maybe 1, maybe 2 or 3 at most. But anyway, so that's the answer to that question. If you all have any other questions, feel free to throw them in the comments. I try to answer them within a day or two, and I'll answer them either in the comments or I'll answer them here on the video, or maybe I'll even answer both. If it's especially when they're questions that I think other people might need to know about. I think that kind of stuff is important. The next topic I wanted to cover was what I called micro struggles: chest pains, sensations, numbness, and pressure. So I've covered this off and on throughout the course of my videos. Chest pain, I don't want people to panic about me. My chest pain is more, as I said, I've got to continue ongoing, like an isolated pain whenever I do a certain movement, right? Like if I'm reaching down to get something, or if I bend over to tie a shoe or something, a lot of times I'll feel it like right about here. But that's bone, and that's bone healing and recovery. I'm also feeling general numbness throughout this area, but I'm also feeling in some areas it's not pain, feels like irritation. Like if you have a red rash or something on your skin that you've been rubbing too much, or when you've scratched a bump too much or an itch too much, and you get that sensation there, kind of sensitivity. I have that in certain spots on my chest. Pressure, I feel these are really hard sensations or feelings to describe. But I'm trying to, for those that are out there, because you're going to feel these if you don't already. What I'm feeling is like when I'm walking, or after a walk, or after I do the cardio rehab, or even during it, I sometimes will get some either pain or. And when you have that, when you say pain, some people think, oh crap, he's hurting. I'm also thinking of that scale you see of the smiley faces in the doctor's office where they say, how bad is your pain, right? Is it here, or is it intolerable, like you just stop all function? The pain, what I'm feeling is probably a 0, 1, or 2, where it's just there because it's not used to it. the things I'm doing, the activity I'm doing, it's no different than going into the gym and getting on a bench press or starting to do chest flies or whatever on a Nautilus system. You're going to feel, if you are recovering from, let's just be honest about that, if you're recovering from open heart surgery, triple bypass surgery, valve replacements of any kind in the heart, and they had to cut you open, if you're like me, I'll be honest with you, highly likely I was not living a great lifestyle choices-wise, activity-wise, diet-wise. And if you're going through, or a loved one going through this, going through the same thing, they probably are not either. Let's be real about this. So the activity levels that my chest and body parts and arms and limbs are now experiencing, they have not experienced it to this level in a long time, in years. I mean, I retired from the Army in 2018, so we're looking at, 24, so, oh my gosh, really? 18 to 24. So we're looking at 6 years right now, 7 years, 25, I'm sorry. So 6 or 7 years, and I haven't really done any kind of physical strenuous activity beyond like yard work or volunteer cleanup of highways or riding my motorcycle or stuff like that, right? Running, haven't done it at all. Walking around my block, yes, at my own pace and comfort. So again, be honest with yourselves. The stuff sometimes that you might be feeling, whether it's the pressure, whether it's strain, might be lactic acid, it's something that your body may not be used to recently. So you got to get reintroduced to it, right? Refamiliarize yourself with it. So that's me. As far as the exercise, the cardio rehabilitation, as y'all know, I've been going 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I go at 6 o'clock in the morning. I've already covered this in past videos where I haven't changed any machine usage. It's just those same 4 machines now that my arms and chest are added to the workout or to the rehabilitation. I've got a sit-down bicycle. I've got a bar stool level bicycle. I have a thing where my hands are the only things doing the pedaling, if you will, or the winding. And then I have the treadmill. At this point, I have progressed to where I am at level 11. Started at level 3 for 6 minutes. Was the very first day was 6 minutes at level 3 on all machines, right? With none of the hand back and forth, none of the rowing stuff. It was just legs. After the 31st of March is when I started, after the 31st of March is when I incorporated arm usage again or into the workouts. So now I'll get into this more in detail in a minute, but I'm now we just ended 10 weeks of rehabilitation. So this is what? So I guess 10 weeks would be, do the math, maybe 30 sessions. But now I'm at level 11 on the resistance of all the machines, and I'm doing each machine for 11 minutes. It's getting good, y'all. I'm enjoying these machines, and early on, you all saw where I was still at level 7 or whatever it was, or 5 or something, and there's a couple times when I was early on, only like a week or 2 in, and I pushed too hard, and I wore my ass out, and I learned my lesson. So I'll cover more of that here in a second as far as the exercise and the cardio rehab in a different subtopic. The next topic I want to cover is take suggestions from your loved ones. Take them seriously. My wife, for example, for this specific topic, she is a way better organizer than I am. She loves to have organization throughout her life, whether it's files, whether it's computer technology. And in this case, pills, okay? She and I both are veterans. We both take medications. In this case, because of my surgery, just like you all out there who have gone through yours, you're probably experiencing an increase in the amount of pills you're taking. So every day I take pills twice a day, and one pill I think I take 3 times a day. So she recommended a pill organizer. that has helped me so much, because every morning before getting that, I'm a hardhead. I wouldn't take it right away. Before every morning, I would put all my pills in a little cup like you got at the hospital there when you were in surgery. They'd bring you that little, like a shot glass size glass or plastic cup with all your pills in it. So that's what I was doing every morning, is I was putting all the pills that I needed to take in for that morning's dosage, and then taking them that way every morning, right? And then every evening. That got to be a pain in the butt after I started using that pill organizer, because now I only open all those bottles one day of the week to break them down for each weekday, morning and evening, in that pill organizer. It saves so much time. So huge shout out to my wife. My dumbass and hard head finally listened to it. You'd think I'd be doing it more after 20 plus years. But anyway, no such luck there. But thank you. Shout out to my wife for the pill organizer. I see people at my door. So timeout, pause. So back from the timeout. That was cool. Neighbors were doing something in their backyard, and it kind of spilled over into our yard. And they were polite and asked if they, clean up and all that kind of stuff. They extended some really cool manners. So I appreciate that. Respect to them. So back to the topic. Again, huge shout out to my wife. My next topic, what are my current physical limitations? So, and I think that was also a question in one of the comments. Thank you all for making these comments, for asking these questions. Again, I will share them to the group or to anybody listening that needs to know information about this stuff. I hope this is helping. Current limitations for me, I will tell you this. Again, 16 weeks post-surgery, on wrapping up week 10 of cardio rehab. With that, most of the pain for lifting objects, moving around. When I say pain, again, picture this. If you can imagine that smiley face scale, right? Pain of 0 up to you're just not functioning, you can't do anything, you can't think straight. Any pain that I've had recently is probably not anything greater than a 3, maybe 4 at the most. And I'm really just saying that out of caution. It's really more like a 2 or 3. Like, I have a weight bench that is, just the bench that you can lay down on and do chest flies and presses and whatever. I've got one, a standalone by itself, and it's probably 20 pounds total weight, maybe 25, right? I picked that up yesterday and I carried it down to our basement. There was no pain whatsoever. Actually, the only pain I felt, and I'll tell you, I've been saying this, is like right here. And it's like right here. It's not pain, it's strain. It's because my body, my upper chest area and my arms are not used to doing those things. So I have to get back into familiarization with lifting objects, carrying trash bags out, whatever, take your pick. I have to get used to that. Doing things like putting a jacket on. If I have to pull the jacket, one of the ways I put a jacket on is I will swing it around my head and just slide in both sleeves. Some people may find that silly. I don't know. Everybody has their own methods, but stuff like that. If I'm turning my motorcycle around in the garage on the lift, I have to pull. There's a handle I have on it, and I pull like this and pull it around. I can feel some strain here, but again, that's not pain. It's just range of motion and feeling about knowing the limitations of what I can and can't do. There is no fear of any kind or feeling or fear of a muscle being pulled, popping, or anything. I don't feel any threat or any danger of anything in my sternum breaking loose, no wire, nothing. It should all be totally healed by now. It's a matter of building up the musculature. So the last two pieces are related to the cardio rehabilitation. One, today being Friday, let me back up. yesterday I did a walk by myself. Kylie didn't go with me. I walked for 3 miles yesterday instead of our usual 2. On the third mile, the final lap of the third mile, the funny thing was my watch, and our watches and blessings of all the technology and inaccuracy of GPS, by the time I got back to my house, it did not say the distance that it's supposed to say for the time I'd been walking. It should say 3 miles from the point when I get home, right? Well, it didn't. So what I did was I walked to the end of the block and I turned around, and that covered the half of the remaining distance to get there to the 3 mile point. And I was okay, cool. Now I'll turn back and come this way. When I did that, I kind of did a jog, what we call an airborne shuffle. I kind of jogged back up here, and it felt pretty good. So this morning, I pushed really strongly, really good, robust on each of the machines I had to do. When I got on the treadmill as my final piece, I did it for 11 minutes, and what I've been doing on the treadmill is a 4 degree or level 4% incline on the treadmill, 4%. I think it's what it is. It just might be level 4. I don't know if that means 4%, but a level 4, a number 4 in the incline, and I've been doing about a 3.3 for a walking speed, for the speed for walking, and sometimes I've put it to 3.4 or 3.5, and many of you know on a treadmill traditionally a 3.5 and above is when you start kind of getting into a fast walk, right? So today, in 11 minutes, when I hit the 5.5 minute mark, which is the halfway point for 11 minutes, obviously, I lowered the incline down to 2, and I increased the speed to 4. And that required me to start doing a little bit of a run, a little bit of a jog. Okay. I did that until about the 10.5 minute mark. And then for the final minute to 30 seconds, I backed it back down to 3.3 and walked the rest to cool off. Man, I tell you what, the nurses and the attendants that are there's like 5 of them at any given time. They're awesome folks. They're great people. But the one that had been hanging around and hovering around me during my workouts today comes over and says, "How you doing?" I said, "I'm doing fine." She said, "Just checking because your heart rate right now is about 140. So I was like, okay, well, it should be. I'm jogging. Needless to say, when I finished it and I sat down, I was taking all the EKG, the mini heart rate monitor I told you about. When I was removing that, they said, okay, they checked my blood, they did the blood pressure, the triage check, whatever, the BP and SP, and I was at 126/70 something. So it wasn't bad. It was a decent reading for having just finished getting off a treadmill. And I'm telling you, the vibe I was getting was cautionary. And I get it. They don't want their patients or want the people coming in there and passing out and going into cardiac arrest or any problems. I get that. I'm not trying to freak them out. But again, I was wrapping up. This is 10 weeks I've been doing this with them. And this was the first day that I tried on one machine where I just tried to run. I wanted to see how it felt. And guys, I felt awesome on doing that jog. I really did. And I'm looking for it. When you get in graduation and listen to me, when you progress is the word I guess I'm looking for. When you progress and you increase your abilities functionally, physically and all that, it's a great feeling. I wasn't sure after my heart surgery, after that open heart surgery, if I was ever going to run again, let alone really walk. But I'm feeling better. I'm feeling the strains right here. I'm feeling, when I inhale deeply, I am feeling a little bit, but that's because my lungs aren't used to me breathing so deeply. So I am going to be paying attention to this because, guys, folks, I'm sure some of you out there, it's very easy when you're doing this stuff, whether you're doing rehabilitation, cardiac rehabilitation, doing anything around the house. Some of you have said that you're walking and doing stuff. It's easy, in my opinion, and this is my opinion, to get sucked into a hypochondriac thought process where every feeling you get, you're afraid that something wrong is happening. I refuse to go under that, guys. I refuse to go under that. So I am listening to my body more than I have in my life. I'm paying attention to the feelings and everything, but based on what the doctors are telling me, labs are looking good, everything else looks good. I'm going to continue doing these things because they are healthy actions, and all they're going to do is help. They're not going to hurt. My body will tell me if they are. So the last thing I'm going to cover is, again, it's a subtopic of the cardiac rehab. As of right now, I didn't even realize this, but as of, like I said, today is 10 weeks. And if you remember the previous video, I said the joke was that when I double-checked my paperwork, and I'll show you right here, when I double-checked the paperwork from discharge, it said I was going to be doing 10 to 12 weeks of cardio rehab sessions, 2 to 3 days per week, right? 2 to 3 times per week for 10 to 12 weeks. And they came to me when I was doing my rehab on the 12th day asking if I was going to finish after I graduated today, that 12th day. And I was like, how in the heck can anybody completely finish rehab after 12 days? In my opinion, I don't understand how that could be. But so what I think I'm going to do, again, listening to my body and continuing forward, I think at the end of 12 weeks, when I wrap up 12 weeks, I'm going to stop the cardiac rehab at that location and continue it on my own at home and around the block and everything else. So, but that's all I have to add, folks. If you all, again, have any questions, thank you. Please post them. Throw the questions at me. I don't care. I will answer anything and everything I can. If I don't know it, maybe somebody else does and they can answer for you. I really don't have anything else. I talked to separate note, Riley. I talked to her mother last weekend, and Riley is doing a little bit better. I think they said she may be getting her feeding tube out of her nose, if she hasn't already. Strong congratulations to her. I think she also just graduated middle school, and I think she's heading into high school. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I think she graduated a grade today. Congratulations to her, and please keep her in your prayers again for the fight. She is fighting and working towards, I believe it's a kidney transplant. So, I'm going to share, I'll copy and paste from the previous week the contact information, and I'll put it here as well, of the person that you can reach out to if you think you might be able to be screened for potential compatible donorship, okay, kidney donorship. Please keep Riley in your prayers. Folks, she needs it. This is a resilient, strong, tough young lady, and that's all I'm going to say. All prayers are appreciated. Keep Dale in your thoughts with his cancer fight as well. If there's anything else, please, y'all, if there's any, feel free to throw comments in there for asking for prayers for other people that you may know that are going through either the cardiac, excuse me, the bypass, the open heart surgeries. If there's something going on, feel free to share. I'm telling you all now, if I see anybody's comments that are rude, negative, they're going to get blocked or deleted. So feel free to post with total confidence if you're asking for prayers or courageously sharing stories of yourself or your loved ones on their struggles, health-wise, donor-wise, organ-wise, whatever. I don't care. Please do it. It helps. It grows the community. It helps other people as well. So, but that's all I have for this week, y'all. Week 16 again, wrapping it up on Sunday. Happy Memorial Day weekend to you all. Remember, this is not about living veterans. I know it seems like semantics to some people or minutia details, whatever. But in many veterans cases, we don't want credit. We don't want thank yous this weekend over these days, because Memorial Day and Memorial Day weekend is for those who gave their lives in sacrifice, who never came home from combat. So if you see a family member of a veteran who gave their lives for our country's freedom, thank them. So anyway, folks, thank you again for all the comments. Until the next video, y'all, God bless y'all. I love you and take care.